Hi guys, welcome back again to this channel, ESMPH TV. For today's video, I'm gonna share you some important information about quality migrant admission scheme in Hong Kong. So you need to tune in this video from the very beginning to the end. Alright, let's get started. Hello, here we go again. So for today's video, I'm gonna share you the requirements for quality migrant admission scheme in Hong Kong. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people this time don't know yet about this scheme in Hong Kong. So if you will be planning to live permanently in Hong Kong, then you need to know these important requirements. Alright, well, this quality migrant admission scheme, it seeks to attract highly skilled or talented persons just to settle in Hong Kong in order to enhance economic competitiveness in the said country. The best thing here, guys, is that successful applicants are not required to have secured an offer of local employment before their entry to Hong Kong for settlement. So, there are two options if you're gonna apply with this scheme. So we have this general points test and achievement based points test. So meaning to say, there are two options. It's all up to you if you are an expert in a certain field, or if you graduated like PhD, MA, and has ample of experience in the related profession, then you can be possibly to apply, or you are qualified to apply this general points test. Alright, and regarding the achievement based point test, so if your talent is really demand in Hong Kong, if your skills is really demand in Hong Kong, then you can be qualified for this achievement based points test. Alright, so now I'm gonna sharing you the requirements. So let's come first to the points based test. So we have here the self-assessment tool, which you need to know in order to check if you are really qualified, because in this points based test, at least you have these 80 points, okay, in order you to be qualified in this points based test. Alright, so I'm gonna showing you what points based test is all about. Okay, there we go. So this points based test, applicants who meet all the prerequisites may choose to be assessed further either under the general points test or achievement based point test. So each applicant, of course, may only submit one application and be assessed under one test at a time. Okay, so good news for this, guys, is that you only have to pay a little amount in a form of US dollars, then you can just apply right away. Okay, so here we go. Let's come to the factors for this general points test, or the criteria itself. Okay, the first factor is that if your age is ranging like 18 to 39 years old, so you can have this 30 points. And if your age is ranging from 40 to 44 years old, then you can right away have this 20 points. Then if your age is 45 to 50, you have 15 points. Yep. Then for 51 or above, you don't have points at all, so you can have that 0. Okay, so these points can be claimed as long as your age is really belong to these 3 brackets from 18 to 39, which is 30 points. Age ranging from 40 to 44, again, it's 20 points. And if your age is 45 to 50, okay, so you can have this 15 points. Now let's come to factor number 2. Okay, we have this so-called academic or professional qualifications, which is the maximum of 70 points. Oh, it's really great. So you can only have, if you have this maximum, which is 70 points, then you only need 10 points just for you to be qualified in this points-based test. Okay, now if you've graduated doctoral degree or 2 or more master's degrees, okay, you can have this 40 points. For example, you have 2 master's degrees, okay, you have 40 points. And if you only have 1 doctoral degree, then you have that 40 points. You can claim this 40 points. Then another one, if you have master's degree or 2 or more bachelor's degrees, then you can have this 20 points. Alright, then if you have bachelor's degree or professional qualification awarded by internationally or recognized nationally, so acclaimed professional body which demonstrate that the holder has a very high level of technical expertise or skill, then you have these 10 points. So this would be an additional. Okay, then additional points if a degree at bachelor level or higher is awarded by a renowned institution recognized internationally. So you can have this another 30 points. Alright, so if your qualification is really globally or internationally recognized, then you can have this 30 points. Aside from having this 40, so plus 30, you can have now 70 points right away. Then you only need 10 points, but of course the points must be higher than 80 in order for you to be, because this is by slot, this is limited. So in order you to be in the top 1, top 2, so you can just easily get in Hong Kong and have this residency permanently. Okay, now let's come to the work experience, which is the maximum of 55 points. Alright, so here, for not less than 10 years graduate or specialist level work experience, including at least 5 years in a senior role, so you can have or you can claim this 40 points. Then another one, not less than 5 years graduate or specialist level work experience, including at least 2 years in a senior role. So automatically you can claim this 30 points. The next one is not less than 5 years graduate or specialist level work experience. So not less than 5 years graduate or specialist level work experience, you can claim 15 points. Then not less than 2 years graduate or specialist, so next to this, which is lower, Okay, you can have 5 points. Then additional points for not less than 2 years graduate or specialist level work experience with international exposure. So meaning to say you have that experience not just only in your home country, not just only in the local, but also you have this experience internationally. So you meaning to say you work in your home country for how many years, then you worked in abroad, or especially your company is, or you are really working internationally like an international company in abroad. So of course you can have this another additional 15 points. Okay, now let's come to the factor 4. For factor 4 we have this talent list. So as what I said a while ago, the talent list, if you are if your talent or if your skill really is belong or listed, the maximum points that you can claim is 30 points. Okay, so additional points if meeting the specification of the respective profession under the talent list. So you can have this 30 points. So now you can have higher rank. Okay, you must be expecting a higher rank if you will have this talent list from factor 1 to factor 4. Remember, it's just only 80 points, but much better if you can have more than that 80 points. Okay, so you can just easily get in, or your application would be approved just right away. Now let's come to factor number 5. We have here the language proficiency, which is the maximum of 20 points. Okay, now for 20 points you can claim this if you are proficient both in written and spoken Chinese, okay, and English. So if you know Chinese, if you know English very well, then you can have this 20 points. Being proficient in at least one foreign language like English, if your language is not, if your first language is not English, but you are proficient in using this language, so you can have these 15 points. Okay, now let's come to being proficient in written and spoken Chinese. So you can have these 10 points. Then family background, the maximum of 20 points. So this is the factor number 1. If you have this family background, so let's talk about this. Okay, immediate family in Hong Kong. Okay, like your married spouse, your parents, siblings, or children are working there in Hong Kong permanently, then you can have this another additional 5 points. So during your application, guys, then your parents, your siblings, your children, or one of your children is there already live permanently in Hong Kong, then that would be a great advantage for you, because you can have this additional 5 points. Okay, now let's come to 6.2. Accompanying married spouse is educated to the equivalent level of a degree or above. So if your spouse is okay, if you decide that you're gonna bring your, of course, because you are married, you're gonna bring your family, your spouse, and your children. So if the educational qualification of your spouse, your husband or your wife, is equivalent level of a degree or above, so you can have this additional 5 points. Then factor 6.3, 5 points for each accompanying unmarried dependents. If you have children under the age of 18, so the maximum points of this is 10 points. Okay, so 5 points for each, meaning to say at least if you have 3 children, only 2 children are gonna be giving this, okay, 5 points each, so you can have this 10 points additionally. Okay, so in this general points test days, guys, the maximum points of this is 225 points, and the minimum requirement is just 80 points. So if you can have this more than 80 or like 100 up, so expect for an approval right away in the immigration of Hong Kong. Okay, but you have to expect also that all of these requirements from factor 1 down to 6.3 factors, this should be undergone with assessment. Okay, so assessment, whether it is real or not. So of course you have to expect all these things. Okay, so again, it's just only 225 the maximum points of this Qmas, or the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme in Hong Kong, and the minimum of it is just 80 points. So now you need to start planning your future. If you're gonna plan to settle down in Hong Kong, then you can start planning this. Then by the way guys, later on I'm gonna putting the link. This link actually is immigration department in Hong Kong, so you can check all this information that I've been shared to you a while ago, right? So you can check all those information that I've shared to you a while ago in this link that I'm gonna be posted there in the description box below. Alright, so now let's come to achievement based points test. Okay, what's this all about? So here we go. So this is the criteria for the achievement based points test. So this scheme guys caters for the entry of individuals with exceptional talent or skill who have outstanding achievements. So if you are really experienced enough, if you are really expert or in that particular field in your profession, which is really demand to Hong Kong, then that would be a great advantage for you to apply this achievement based points test. So they may choose to be assessed under a separate achievement based point test. So there is such, the assessment is actually different compared to the general points based test. So requirement under this test is very high. Okay, it's not that easy. So those who are considered to have met one of the criteria under this test listed in the following paragraph will be awarded right away 225 points. Otherwise, no points will be awarded. Applicants which fail to score points under this test will be refused right away. Okay, so points may be awarded under this test if the applicant has received, okay, an award of exceptional achievement, for example, Olympic medals, okay, Nobel Prize, national or international awards. So you need to present your certificate, and of course the immigration people there are going to check whether your certificate, your awards, your achievement is really legit, or if it is not, or if it's real or fake or whatever. So they're going to check it. So the applicant also can show that his or her work has been acknowledged by his or her peers or has contributed significantly to the development of his or her field. For example, lifetime achievement award from a certain industry. So if you are working in a certain company and that you got this achievement award, so of course, okay, you can also present this if you are applying for this achievement based points test as another option for this said scheme. Okay, Alright, so if you have a lot of questions, you can just visit this website. Okay, now we're going to check also this prevailing minimum passing mark. Alright, so let's come to this minimum passing mark. As what I've said a while ago, the prevailing minimum passing mark is only 80. So a minimum passing mark is set under the general points test. So though you are applying for achievement based points test, the mark 80, which is just only prevailing for, or this is only for the general points test if you are applying this option. But for the achievement based points test, it's quite different, because if your talent or if your certificate or award is really recognized globally, then you can have this automatically 225 points. Okay, so interested parties are advised to assess whether their credentials are adequate to meet the minimum passing mark before submitting an application. Okay, so again, the minimum passing mark is subject to change from time to time without any prior notice to the applicants. Right, that is very basic. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you are just new to this channel, I am inviting you guys to subscribe, like, share and comment this video, so just a support. And of course, you need to subscribe this video for more videos for you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching again, and see you on my next videos. So bye bye for now, God bless and take care.